The Lost VHS, World of Winx, Buried in the Sand. It started as an ordinary day when I stumbled across an old VHS tape at a thrift store, shoved between dusty boxes of forgotten cartoons. The label read World of Winx in faded letters, with special episode scribbled in shaky handwriting beneath. Intrigued, I bought it for a few bucks, thinking I'd add it to my bizarre collection of lost or rare cartoon tapes. I popped the tape into my old VCR, expecting a typical episode filled with sparkles, magic, and teenage drama. What I got instead was something so grotesquely disturbing that it still haunts me. The episode begins. The screen flickered to life with the familiar Winx girls gathering in a dusty, sun-baked desert landscape, somewhere that looked eerily like the Nevada desert. The atmosphere felt off, the usual bright colors muted, the soundtrack warped and distorted. Bloom, the main fairy, looked pale and uneasy. She clutched her stomach, muttering something about an upset tummy. The narrator's voice was strained, almost a whisper. In this desert wasteland, nature's fury hides beneath the sands. The horrific scene. Suddenly Bloom doubles over in violent agony. The screen glitches as she clutches her abdomen, then the scene cuts to a horrifying close-up. Bloom suffers from an uncontrollable bout of violent diarrhea, spewing into the dry sand beneath her. The camera pans down to the sand, saturated, dark, and steaming. The desert winds begin to shift, and the earth trembles slightly, echoing a sinister rumble. Tremors in the desert. A low growl reverberates through the ground. The screen flickers to static before cutting to a quick montage of writhing, worm-like creatures burrowing beneath the sand. Unnatural, monstrous creatures resembling the graboids from Tremors. The narrator ominously states, "Beneath the sands, unseen horrors stir. When the earth shakes, beware what lies beneath." Bloom tries to run, but the ground cracks open. Sinister tendrils emerge, snagging at her ankles. The other Winx girls attempt to rescue her, but the creatures drag Bloom beneath the earth's surface with terrifying force. The twist. The tape glitches violently. The Winx girls are shown covered in sweat and panic, trapped in a claustrophobic underground tunnel system with the monstrous graboids circling like hunters. One fairy whispers, terrified, "The desert doesn't forgive, and neither do they." Bloom's diarrhea episode seems to be more than an illness. It's a bizarre, cursed signal awakening the monstrous worms. The episode becomes a nightmarish struggle for survival, blending the magical and the monstrous. The ending. The screen fades to black as the narrator intones one final warning. Sometimes the magic you seek brings only ruin, and the ground beneath you holds more than just sand. Static swallows the screen. The tape ejects itself with a shrill screech. Aftermath. Since watching the tape, I've been plagued by nightmares of writhing underground monsters and the stench of burning sand and sickness. I swear I can feel the earth tremble beneath my feet sometimes, like something enormous, hungry, lurking just beneath. I've tried to find out if this episode ever aired, but there's no record of it anywhere. It's like it was buried, much like those creatures. I don't know who cursed this episode or why, but I do know one thing. If you ever find a World of Winx tape, labeled Buried in the Sand, do not watch it, because some magic isn't meant to be unleashed, and some monsters are better left sleeping beneath the earth.